Depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in a spirit so colorful. Easy feeling, then let's go home to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise,
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's Face the Lads fan forum. It's with, of course, myself, Billy, and the King of Qatar, our regular Friday night co-host, Roy Caviani. So I hope you're all well on this Friday evening. It is a little bit chilly out there. Billy looked like the hooded claw earlier on, all cooped up in his Toon Review hoodie. But I guess you're not suffering that kind of problem, Mr. Caviani.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees outside, so it's quite warm.
Yeah.
Mild.
Absolutely. Very mild. Well, tonight is over to you guys. It is, of course, Face the Lads fan forum. And tonight is when you get the chance to come on and tell us your thoughts on Newcastle United. Whatever subjects to cover, it is all down to yourselves. Of course, we'll bring you on, have a chat with us about what you want to talk about tonight. So is it recent form? Is it injuries? Is it tomorrow against Luton Town, of course, against Kenilworth Road, sorry. So lots to go through. Please do stick a like on it if you do enjoy tonight's show. And of course, if you're new, hit the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to the Toon Review. Come and be part of this incredible community that we have here. And of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. You can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath the three of us. And of course, you can donate to the channel as well if you do so wish. And of course, if you do make a super chat, you will get your comment read straight out live on the show. So the link is, as usual, pinned at the top of the live chat. We've only got 3 waiting so far, so there is plenty room for you to come on and wait your turn and come and have your say on everything Newcastle United. Before we bring guests on, of course, Roy, a lot has changed since you were last on the show, of course. Different results here and there. What have you made of it all so far?
For the Fulham game, well, we deserved to win. 10 minutes anyway. There was no other income, I think, after that. But Chelsea game, I was gutted, but I calmed down a bit, and then I thought, what was it? What if it was the other way around, and it was Newcastle controlling the whole game? And then, I know I don't want to point fingers at Trippier as well. It's been great. Everyone does a mistake. Everyone misses a penalty. Maradona missed penalties. Messi missed penalties. Ronaldo missed a penalty in the World Cup once. So nobody knows what's going on, but with Trippier, I think he'll play tomorrow. Because if you bench him, I think he'll play tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's 33 years old as well. I thought if he was a little kid, who's 22 or 23, then maybe there's something there. But he's old enough. He's experienced enough. Nobody knows what's happening in his house. Or was it a family problem? Is it something with his wife?
Yep.
So I think he'll be playing tomorrow because it's a must-win now. We've got nothing else to play for until we play the Magpies.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so
all attention to that. Billy, have you changed a little bit of your opinion from last night, or are you still very apprehensive about this game?
Absolutely not. No, it's a recipe for disaster for me. It's one of those games that you identify if someone else was going through the thing we're going through now, away from home, injuries, fatigue, all of those things, all going into the mix. A team that's will be galvanised with the loss of their captain in kind of tragic circumstances. A small, close, tight ground, promotion, needing points. It's one of those games where you look at it, you think, home win, 100%, 100%.
Right, let's bring some guests on. Well, the first one tonight is Mr. PD Proudlock. Good evening, Peter. And fetching very much a Christmas jumper tonight.
Yep, the new Toon one.
It is indeed, yes. How are you doing?
Very well, you?
Yeah, not too bad, my friend, not too bad. Right, what do you want to discuss with us tonight then?
Oh, we'll talk about Tuesday night, shall we?
Well, if we have to, yeah. I mean,
it was absolute gut wrenching, wasn't it? We had the game nearly sealed until Trippier does that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is heartbreaking, and it still hurts now.
It does,
and I know a lot of us will resonate with that. That it just feels like it feels wrong. And Billy, I know you've been hurting since the result, and it's one of those. It's weird, isn't it, Billy? Because it's not one of those. We're out the cup, but I think it was the way we went out.
Yeah, of course it was.
That's the hurtful thing, and normally we'd move on very quickly. Say, right, we're out the cup. Let's just deal with it. We'll get next year in the same competition. But this hurt.
Yeah, I mean, we had the game sewn up. Really, we had them at arm's length. They had they didn't look like scoring in a month of Sundays. We were defending adequately. It wasn't hard for us. They weren't very good, Chelsea. They weren't cutting edge, despite the millions and millions and billions of pounds they spent on the team. They looked a very mediocre side. Yep. Despite our fatigue, despite our injury worries, we were keeping them at arm's length until that 92nd minute where, Kieran Trippier made that mistake and let them back into it. And once that happened, the momentum changed. And I think looking back on it, it was inevitable they were going to win the penalty shootout.
Pete, where do you stand on Trips? Because obviously he's obviously going through something, isn't he? And we're not privy to. I've said this multiple times that we don't want to know. As long as him and his family are safe, and he gets himself whatever it is gets sorted. Do you think he should play tomorrow, or do you not think his head's in the right space?
It's not in the right place at the moment. He should be at least taken out for at least a couple of games, at the very least, and let him deal with what is going on in the background, because it's going to affect him on the pitch even more if he continues to play at this rate. So. And that's the thing we don't want in terms of because Trippier, how fantastic he's been for us. We just don't want that. So let him take the time out he needs to sort out whatever happens, and then he comes back the Trippier that we have had since we very first signed him.
I mean, Roy, it's difficult for Eddie Howe, isn't it? Because he has to make a judgment call on Kieran Trippier tomorrow. I'm sure they've already had the conversation. I mean, Eddie will know now what his starting 11 is going to be. But it's very difficult for a manager because he's got to think of the team and obviously, solving this terrible away form. But he's obviously got to think a Trippier on a personal level as well, and where his head is at. Because you could get two Kieran Trippiers tomorrow if he plays. You could get one who comes back and is absolutely outstanding because he wants to recover from those mistakes. But then you've got another one who's maybe got something hanging over him behind the scenes, and he can't get his head completely into the game.
Yeah, that's the baffling thing as well. So, thing is, we're short on players as well. So, if he's gonna go with Livramento on the right and put Dan Burn on the left again, and just keep Trippier on the bench. But is that going to help Trippier's situation? So you never know. Maybe if you take him off the game completely and don't put him in the starting lineup, not even on the bench, just keep him out of the squad completely.
Yeah,
but it might make it worse. So I'm not sure.
Well, exactly.
I don't envy him.
No, and that's what Eddie Howe has to decide. Because listen, I don't think Eddie Howe can win tomorrow, Peter. Because if he plays him and he has a stinker, he's going to be criticised. But if he doesn't play him and we lose, then he'll be saying, "Oh, he should have played Trippier." You know, and it's all of a balance, isn't it?
Well, it is, isn't it? But you can't keep playing someone where something's going on that we don't know about in his private life, because it will just it could continue to happen regularly. We don't want that.
Yeah,
we don't want that at all.
Billy, you're all for giving him a rest, aren't you? You think he should be taken out completely, sent away on holiday, and I agree. I actually agree with it. I think he should be given a little bit of time off just to go and then come back a stronger person, come back his normal self.
Get yourself away. Don't want him playing at Anfield. Just get him back for the Malcolm game. That's how I would do it. Send him away for 10 days. Then go on holiday, go to the Bahamas, wherever, somewhere nice and warm with his family. Get himself sorted. It's not worth the risk of him. He's already played 30 games this season already, and we're in December. He's 33 years of age. You know, not only is it mental fatigue, it's physical fatigue as well. I mean, when everyone else was getting rests, he was playing for England. You know, so yeah. I mean, I know he wants to get as many games as possible because no one's career's forever. You know, at some point he's gonna have to retire, but no, I think he just needs a break to get him back to his usual self and get the mental cobwebs away from him, whatever's troubling him in his personal life. And at the same time, rest himself up as well. So it's win-win for me.
PL Rich says, obviously, Trips needs a rest. No game is worth the possible damage to Trips. Spike says, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Paul says, if we were to treat mental health seriously, then 100% he should be put on leave.
Absolutely, yep.
Southern Geordie also says, it would definitely rest Trippier tomorrow, maybe Nottingham Forest and Liverpool too. And that's what Billy's just suggested. Leave him out completely over the Christmas period and bring him back against Sunderland, because that is a game that we definitely need Kieran Trippier at his best. So tomorrow, Peter, obviously, it's a difficult place to go, Kenilworth Road.
Yep.
And I know Stato last night was very, very confident of winning the game. You know, I've said 5-0 because I just want to see us thrash them. I want to see us back to our best. That may more be in hope than anything else. But Kenilworth Road's not an easy place to go at the best of times. But it's also with the Lockyer situation. You know, obviously he's home now. We know that. Yeah. But it's the emotional side of it as well.
Well, it is. I think we can go down there and try and get the win before Christmas. We're due to about this away rot has got to end at some point, surely. And who says it can't end down there? See, it will be tough, but they'll probably be without Lockyer. He'll come straight back on the side because he'll be told to rest up. So it will be a slight big blow for them, but they'll definitely want to play for him. But I want to still back the side to win. Down there.
And I think that's what makes the big difference tomorrow for me is maybe, the crowd will be up for it at the start of the game, the emotional side of it. But if we can get a goal, right, say 5-10 minutes into the game, quieten them down, and then control the rest of the game. What I don't want to see is us sitting back against Luton Town.
Yeah, and that's what I fear. I think sometimes it's better scoring late in the second half than scoring early.
Yeah.
But again, it's the last, 6-7 games. If you watch the team in the last 10-15 minutes, every single game, their legs were gone. Everton 3 goals. We lost the dodgy one against PSG. Chelsea again. But this one, we should win. On paper, at least. But I'm not sure. Is it Eddie's instructions to sit back, or is it just the players under pressure? Because it was absolutely strange against Chelsea. Sitting back like this against that team you just beat 4-1 a couple of weeks ago. It's just grass. Yeah, 2 goals.
Yeah,
it's not like you're on another planet or something.
Well, I know it's a very, very strange situation. I mean, Stephen Dart. I mean, I don't know who you are, but that's pathetic.
Completely.
Clearly, just pathetic. Give your heat a shake, sunshine. And as it says, Paul, your mic. Is anything wrong with my mic?
No, can you hear you fine?
No. Perfect.
I'm going to say I go through an audio system. So, and I said, have you been in your loft again for too long today?
You might say he likes it.
Well, maybe. Lisa's evening, lads. How are you all keeping? Let's have a win tomorrow. 2-1 for us with Wilson and Longstaff. Pete, before you go, you know what's coming. Prediction.
I'm going to say 3-0 Newcastle.
Wow, get on. Nice one. I really hope you are. Guys, I'm going to do a little bit of the Norwich City scenario here. Where are you? Right? We've only got 2 more people in the waiting room coming on. Where are you? I mean, I know it's the Friday before Christmas, and so some people may be out shopping, but where are you? I don't care if you're in the middle of a shopping centre, whatever. You know, where are you?
Work stews, maybe.
Sorry, Billy?
Maybe work stews, Christmas work stews and all that, carry on.
Your sound is keep cracking up, apparently.
Doesn't sound on here. Sounds a lot to us. Must be YouTube.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about YouTube. It's certainly coming across on StreamYard okay, and it's certainly in my ear okay. I'm getting no errors, but I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it seems all right to me. And it's YouTube sorted, please. Right, Pete, thanks very much for coming on. Have you got a show tonight?
Absolutely.
So PD's football show will be straight after this one. So head across to PD Proudlock's channel. It's just PD Proudlock for some good Friday night laughs. Anything else apart from the food tonight for Christmas, Pete? Doing anything weird and wonderful on the show?
Oh, it just depends what comes up in the live chat. Oh, I'm dreading what will be in the live chat tonight.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. Right, cheers for coming on, Pete. I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
No problem. Take care, lads.
Good night, mate. So that was Peter. Next up, we've got Tom. Good evening, Tom.
Felicitations of the Yuletide season to one and all. How are you doing?
Merry Christmas, Tom.
You've always got to put it a posh way, haven't you, Tom? You know, you know. What would you like to discuss tonight, bud?
I was going to talk a little bit about Trippier. I mean, you've already covered some of what I was going to say, like, but I think get him rested. You know, get him away on holiday for a little break and what have you. But
yeah,
I mean, it is difficult because we don't know what the situation is. There is a little bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't about it. But I think what will actually happen is, well, or what at least what I would have hoped would have happened is that you know, Trippier would have sat down with Howe and they'll have had a good talk about it and, you know, made a decision from there as to what's, you know, the best way to go with it, really.
Apparently people are having problem with my mic. Craig Welsh says it's Paul's mic. Probably a YouTube thing, but it's only when Paul speaks.
You sound perfect for his StreamYard. Weird.
Yeah.
Sounds fine.
How bizarre. Hang on, let me see. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. No, that can't be right.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
The singer died of that song.
Really?
Yeah. It was
I'm not sure if that's any better, like, but I've only got the game going through.
I think he's a Kiwi, wasn't he? I think he's New Zealand.
Oh, Kiwi. I think so, yeah. One hit wonder.
See, some people are saying it's fine. It crackles sometimes, but sounds all right. Sounds fine to me, says Night and Need Gaming. I don't understand. What the hell's going on?
Maybe log off and log back on.
No problem here and here.
I think we're right.
Yeah. Paul should sing a song as a mic test. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. How's that?
Crackly.
There's people in the chat saying it's stopped.
Oh, it's stopped now, so it sounds okay.
Oh,
well, there you go. I sound okay in New Zealand. Well, there you go. Mike sounds better now. Says I like coffee. Well, there you go. Billy, I was going to ask you to, you know, I mean, I'm sure you've sung some Yuletide songs over the years.
Oh, no doubt about it. And probably lots and lots of them. Usually when I'm half cut, though.
Well, let's not.
Let's go carol singing years ago.
Terrible sound in Kent. Crackling. The singing healed the mic. Well, most of the people are saying they can hear me loud and clear. So, sort your bloody ears out is what I'll say. But hopefully it's stopped now, and we can get on with the show. So, how confident are you tomorrow, then, Tom?
I'm not quite as as pessimistic as as Billy is, but it's going to be difficult. And I take some of the points he's making. It's tight little ground and what have you, and all of that. And again, you don't know which way the Lockyer situation will go.
Yeah.
It might sort of rally them, but again, it might have a bit of a negative effect. Really difficult one. Do you know what? I'm thinking it's going to be a draw.
A draw? God,
yeah.
you're as bad as bloody Billy.
I'm not. He said we'll get beat.
I said
Well,
2-0.
now that, but surely we've got to be looking to beat Luton, Tom.
Oh,
surely.
I agree. As Alex said last night, we should be. It's just I don't think we will. Just the way things are at the moment. I think we're getting into games and we're getting, we're tiring, and then obviously things like mistakes are coming in.
Yeah.
It's near Christmas. We never do really, that well at Christmas. Really do we? Just the way form as well. I think things are sort of a little bit stacked against us, but I don't think we'll lose. But I think it'll be a draw.
Wow. I mean, Tom, I'm surprised with that. I thought
spreading
you'd
the
be more...
Christmas cheer.
I'm gonna say, Christ Almighty! It's like we've got a load of bloody what's his face is in the what's his name? Who's always in a bad mood at Christmas? I can't think of his. My mind's gone blank again.
Scrooge.
That's him. It's like we've got Scrooge McTray up there on the top shelf. But there you go. I don't know what to say, Tom. I'm quite surprised. You normally quite an optimistic fellow when it comes to Newcastle.
I am. I have been since in the past 2 years. Yeah, I am generally going forward, but I just think at the moment we're in a really bit of a sticky patch. With the
Agree.
just all the injuries mounting up and what have you. I don't think it's a long term. I'm not pessimistic, but it's just over, the next few weeks until we can get some people back and start rotating properly.
Yeah,
I just think it's going to be really tricky.
So what you going for, Tom?
1-1. Ones each.
Tom, I'm disgusted. In fact, right, you've now given me a second reason to fire your ass from the review. Right. Because I'm glad you've come on tonight, because Tom, ladies and gentlemen, decided to send a very awful picture of me.
It wasn't.
It was horrible, Tom, because
it was AI generated.
Yes, AI generated to the point where I'd put 20 stone on.
I thought it was me. That's how bad it was.
To the point where Billy thought it was him.
All I put in the description was a middle-aged man. I didn't put anything else and what have you. I mean, I kind of talk in terms of
Hang on, whoa! There's number 3, a middle-aged man.
Well, you're. I am as well. Don't be offended.
Tom Lynch, you are on a threadbare piece of thread right now. Oh my God! Who's going to score for us, Tom?
I think Bruno's due a goal again.
Hopefully you're right. Right, matey, we'll speak soon. Thank you for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat and what have you, because they're all fantastic people.
And you, mate. Have a good one.
See you later.
We'll
Cheers, Tom.
Yeah.
So there was Tom. Right, let's get this one over with. Good evening, Chippers.
Hello.
Oh, he's with us tonight. Chippers, you look a bit sunburnt there, mate. You been on the old sunbeds?
No.
Are you been sweating over things on the internet again?
No, I haven't been a microwave talk this week. No, I'm just getting army illness. I've been low the cold for the past couple of weeks.
Oh, you sound a little bunged up, mate. You sound like you're struggling.
A bit Frank Butcher.
Oh dear.
My pet. So yeah.
Nick Rowley, thank you for your super chat, mate. He says, "Have we ever mentioned consequences of long ET?" What's long ET?
He phones home, doesn't he?
Yeah, we're right at home as well, so that wouldn't be a problem.
Long ET?
What? No idea what that is.
Nick, can you put in the comments what you mean by that, mate? Because I'm a little confuzzled by that, I have to say. Toon Gamer, thank you for your super chat. He says, "Who do you think Gordon's replacement will be tomorrow?"
He might reach you, wouldn't it?
Billy, stop
It will
swearing.
be. You know, it will be.
No.
Lewis Hall on the way.
He did say Isak was 50-50, so it could still be Isak. Let's be honest.
Extra time, he says. Nick says extra time.
Doesn't have extra time. They went straight to penalties.
I'm guessing, the long additional time after the game.
The 10, 7, 8 minutes every game.
Well, I don't think that's going to make a difference to the Luton game, to be honest. I mean, I think everybody plays a huge number of games now, don't they? So
we only had 4 minutes in midweek, didn't we, for a change?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's your main point tonight, Chips?
Right, I think I was critical in midweek of Trippier making a mistake, but I think there's a few other players that I don't know why Trippier got a large proportion of it, because there were certain phases of that goal that could have been preventable. I mean, I know Roy likes Miggy, but I'm going to say, why is he shooting in the 92nd minute when he could have went to the corner flag? I mean, he tried to pop his CCF at, and I thought, you're not going to do it, mate. Come on, give a laugh. Yeah. Have a bit more professionalism there. Go to the corner flag, or if you're going to hit it, make sure it hits orbit so that it doesn't come back down. Second one is obviously the cross coming in, prevent the cross. Third one is Dubravka. Why is he stood there? I mean, it's 5 yards out and there's no Chelsea player in the box. Collect the ball. Even if Trippier said mine, you still come out and go for it because there's nobody there. The only Chelsea player in the box was Mudryk behind Trippier.
To be fair to Dubravka, though, Chippers, I think if there had been a Chelsea player around Trippier, I think Dubravka would have come. But I do generally think that he gave him a shout. And if your defender gives you a shout that it's his ball, you don't come in and cause trouble. So I think Trippier just tried his usual nod back to the goalkeeper and try and take the sting out of everything and, just see the minutes out. But unfortunately, as we know, it didn't happen like that. Where do you stand on him playing tomorrow?
I've obviously been to work, so I've just finished at 6, so I don't know what the crack is. We're going what Eddie Howe's been saying, who's available, who's not available. So,
well, the only thing Eddie Howe said was basically about his football inside. He didn't mention anything that, obviously, rightly so as well. He didn't say there's something going on in the background, but he just said that he's very experienced and praised him basically, as you would expect Eddie Howe to do so. But if you were manager, what would you do?
To me, I'd maybe leave him on the bench and just see how the game goes. If it's going well or not well, depending on what's happening. You've got Livramento that can play right back. You've got Byrne that can play left back. What's the crack with Shaw? We've got Botman that's coming back now. So you think Botman in the cells will be the centre half? So
well, he did say that Joe Linton and Shev had scans and it's not serious, so they have a. I think he said they have a chance. So we are slowly recovering from injuries. I guess.
I think it'll just be a case of, for me, is I think Trippier will start against Forest because at St James's it'll be different because everybody will be for him, everybody will be behind him. And I think that might make a big, massive difference for him. I think away from home it's different. So personally, I'll leave him on the bench and just see how the game goes. If you're 2, 3, 4 up, who knows? You might not be able to get away with bringing them on, but I think it's just we don't know what his head's like. He could come out and be absolutely fantastic tomorrow. Everyone's like, "Oh, Trippier's back in," or he could play tomorrow and have an absolute shock, and everyone's like, "Why is Eddie Howe playing him?" And as you said earlier, he's in a no-win situation here, so we don't know what's going on in his head, like mentally and things like that. So, but for me, I'd leave him out tomorrow than play him against Forest at St James's because home games are better for him because everybody's going to be on his side. So that would just be my opinion anyway.
Yeah. A lot of people are asking if Gordon's fit tomorrow. But Billy, Eddie said in his press conference that him and Emil Kraft are just very sore. Emil Kraft required stitches in his shin through one of the challenges he got at Chelsea. And they're both very sore. But I would imagine, I think Emil Kraft will be fit. I would put Gordon at probably 50-50 as well.
Yeah, I don't think Gordon will play. I think he was fatigued even without the injury. I mean, he's played every game for how long now? So, I mean, at some point, he's got to be rested. And in fact, he's injured. I think that kind of makes up his mind. Kraft, I'm not so sure whether he'll play or not. I think he could well play Livramento at right back. Dan Burnett left. So maybe on the bench for Emil Kraft. But I mean, the way he's been playing, and if it's a bit of a thing dropping him, isn't it? Because he's been outstanding, hasn't he, Kraft? You know, both the games he's played, he was great Tuesday, fantastic last Saturday. So yeah, it's if he's fit, I'll play Kraft, but I don't think he will be.
What have you thought of Kraft since he's come back, Roy?
Much better than I thought. He was back straight in, like the way he looked before that pre-season injury last season. Again, I should have been a red card, that dirty tackle. I think if he plays him tomorrow, I would put Livramento on right wing and keep Miggy out as well.
Well, some people have suggested that. I don't think he'll leave Miggy out. I just don't think he leaves Miggy out. He's somehow I don't think he's not that he's not ruthless enough, but I think he loves Miggy and he loves what he gives us, defensively, when really we want to see him more, we want to see what he can do attacking wise. And I mean, to be honest, I think Trippier should be left out, and then move, put Livramento right back, Dan Burn left back, and we're solid there for me. But if Isak doesn't make it and Gordon doesn't make it, does he play Richie? Does he? Well, he could do, but does he play Richie, Chippers, or does he go with Lewis Hall?
I'd rather say Lewis Hall go, just for he's got legs. He's
we'd all rather see Lewis Hall.
Richie.
We'd all rather see Lewis Hall, but will he pick Lewis Hall ahead of Matt Richie? I don't think so.
That's it. I think we'll want to see Lewis Hall because he needs to. We can't judge on him at the minute because he hasn't had run of games. He's playing 45 minutes here. He comes on for 10 minutes here. He comes on for 5 minutes here. You can't judge him. So, but it is what it is.
This is interesting, and I did see this from Keith Downey saying that Miggy doesn't take penalties. Period. Not even in a penalty shootout.
I think
Foxy not taking front line.
No,
I think Foxy said that he's scored 6 out of 7 and he's took
7 penalties though in his career. So he's not a penalty taker. But I thought he should have taken one when Kieran Trippier stepped up. But obviously, it wasn't to be. Toon Gamer, thank you for another super chat. He says the issue is we don't want to rush players back. Absolutely. I think that's if we rush players back, we're in trouble because it brings on injuries even quicker. Chippers, what's your prediction for tomorrow, bud?
I've been quite bold this week. I went for 3-0 Newcastle.
Nice. Who's going to get the goals?
Well, I think Wilson will get one now. He scored one midweek, and I think that takes his confidence in Will the Gun. Usually when he scores one, he goes on a run. I think he'll score. I think Bruno's bound to get one because I think he's the way he's playing at the minute. He's due one, and then I'm gonna shock the world and see Miggy will probably get a goal as well.
Right. I hope so. Did I predict Miggy yesterday, Billy? I think I did, didn't I?
I think you did.
I think I did. Yeah. I think. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. Chippers, thanks for coming on, buddy. Have a good Christmas, matey.
Merry Christmas, everyone. See you in the new year.
There you go. That was Chippers. Let's have a look. Davey T says, I'm still not keen on VAR, but Tuesday is an example of probably why we need it. Yeah. Well, there is two sides to that as well, isn't there? We can say that, VAR was needed, but who's to say VAR would have looked at that and give the decisions that we thought we should have had? Because knowing VAR, they could have gone in Chelsea's favour. And then Bruno could have got sent off. So, what did you make of that Bruno challenge, Roy?
Well, numpty. I think he was that before the goal?
No, it was
after.
It was after, yeah. If VR was on, he would have been sent off. But if VR was on, that challenge on Gordon, that would have been a red card in the second minute and would have been a completely different game.
Yeah. Marcus says that Dubs' positioning is diabolical, Paul. So clearly not a Dubravka fan. But Billy, you've mentioned that on numerous occasions during commentary. You watch very closely, and his positioning does need questioning a lot. I Our next guest is Colby. Good evening, Colby.
All right, lads.
How are you doing?
I mean,
Good, good.
Good, good. What would you like to chat about tonight?
Probably just the match tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a really, really hard game tomorrow.
a tough
Really
game,
hard
yeah?
game. Yeah,
Okay.
I actually think Luton could beat us.
Oh, not another one.
I
Here,
do.
where's the Christmas Geordie spirit here, Gandon? It's just, have you been having a drink with Tom earlier on and Billy?
No,
All
I
these
just think
humongous-
I think we're on our last leg. We look dead.
Yeah, but
I
it's
just
Luton
think
Town, though,
tomorrow-
Colby.
I think tomorrow won't work in our way because of that Luton player or what happened there on the weekend against Bournemouth. I think they'll be out just to get us. I think.
Oh, lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you not think though we've got an opportunity to maybe just just quieten the crowd down in the first 10 minutes by getting a goal? You know,
I think it depends who plays. If Gordon fit, do we know if Gordon's playing?
well, Eddie said he's
doubtful.
just really sore at the moment, so he's a doubt, as is Kraft.
I know, and I think Trippier has to play. I think people saying maybe Trippier on the benches. I don't get that because he is still one of the best right backs in the world. And he's not going to get his confidence back by just sitting on the bench.
No, but if it is just a loss of confidence on the field, but I have a feeling it's a bit more, behind the scenes. And if you've got that going on behind the scenes, it is impossible to completely forget it for 90 minutes on the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, true. So what would you do? Would you just put Kraft right back, or would you go Burn left back and Livermento right back?
Yeah, for me, that's my favourite role is Livermento right back, Burn left back. I think that's pretty solid. And against Luton Town, I mean, guys, it's Luton Town. You know,
Yeah, but Liverpool didn't win there. Liverpool drew there. Man City struggled to win there. Arsenal struggled to win there. It's
but
not
they
like-
did.
Yeah.
But they did.
Liverpool didn't.
Liverpool
draw
drew, but what I'm saying is,
there. So deserved as
Arsenal,
well.
Sorry?
They deserved all. They deserved a point against Arsenal. Maybe against Man City also. It was all late goals.
yeah. But
Killed them
yeah,
off.
but my point is they didn't, right? And Man City and Arsenal, who are going to be competing for the title, found a way to win,
They did.
right? And that is what I'm trying to talk about here. If we want to be in that elite bunch of teams, then we have to go to places like Luton, take the pressure, know how they play at Kenilworth Road, and then we have to find a way to win. And that's what good teams do. Doesn't matter what the situation is for us, we have to go to Kenilworth Road and find a way to win. Are you confident, Colby, or you just now I've said that, or do you still think there's an element of doubt in your mind?
No, there's a bit of doubt still, to be honest.
Right.
I just think tomorrow we've been so bad away from home this season as well.
Yeah.
Even that Chelsea game, like we done well, but one mistake and then that's it. But we just don't look like ourselves away from home.
Roy, can you put your finger on the away form as to why it's changed so much? I mean, I know we've got injuries, etc., but we haven't played very good football away from home.
No, even before the injuries, Bournemouth away 3-0. Last season towards the end, it wasn't like we got beat against Villa 3-0. So there's something happening. I think it's more about maybe the players thinking, let's go and sit and defend here. No idea why it's happening. We're unlucky against West Ham and Wolves. So those two, but we did sit back against Wolves. West Ham was unlucky a bit. The other games we deserved to lose, really.
Yeah.
Bournemouth.
Well, I mean, Billy, the games we've watched this season, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know why we can't at least try and play like we do at home and play the same football. But for some reason, in some games, we just don't get going.
Because we haven't got the physical ability to use the press. The intensity is our identity. Doesn't happen away from home.
Yeah, they don't press away from home.
It's more important they do it at home because obviously the crowd are there. They want the press. Away from home, with minimal fans there, it's a case of sitting in and digging in. And that's not the way we played, but that's the way we've done it all season. Every single game away from home, that's what we've done, except in sporadic kind of minutes against Wolves and West Ham.
Spike makes a good point here, and Colby, I want to know what you think of this. Playing on a smaller pitch might suit us better.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. But I don't know. I think it just depends how Luton start as well. I think if we start well first 10, 15 minutes, I think it depends the first 10, 15 minutes what way the game's going to go.
Yeah.
Because Luton aren't great, obviously, but just don't know. You don't know what you're going to get with us from away from home. You just don't know what way we're going to turn up or something. You know what I mean?
I'm going to ask you the question, Colby. What's the score? What's your prediction?
I'm going to say, to be honest, this is going to sound bad. I think 3-0 Luton.
That's worse than what I said.
I do think 3-0 Luton. Yeah.
That's Paul
Paul, you look shocked there, big man.
No, I can see the fish moving.
Colby.
I can understand where he's coming from, to be honest.
Oh, you shut up, you Grim Reaper. Look, unbloody believe. Where is the festive pride here? You know, it's Luton Town.
I know, but look, if you watch us away from home, you think we're in a relegation fight the way we're playing.
It's Luton Town. I mean, I know they're good at. Listen, don't get me wrong. I know the fight, and they give everything they've got at Kenilworth Road, and when they go away, they've been, they are fighting for everything. But it's Luton Town. I mean, 3-0, Colby.
Yeah, 3-0. Yeah.
I mean,
I can see it happening. I can't see it.
I'm not asking Billy what he thought of that score prediction because he's just a doom-monger and all. I mean, Roy, say something about this, please.
I'm
Paul, I've got a question, Paul.
Go on.
Before the Everton game, would you have said it was going to be 3-0? Just I think if we concede first, we're in big trouble.
No good.
I was worried about the Everton game.
I don't think you'll go 3-0.
But I think Everton. I think the game for us was, it was a Thursday night. The recovery time and everything like that. I just don't think. It was just a write-off. But this is Luton. It's not Everton. Everton for me are a better side than Luton. Although they play the dice ball, but he's getting results out of them.
True. But what I'm worried about is when we went to Everton, they were just off the back of that 10-point deduction and. The fans were up for it and they smashed us. And I'm just fearing tomorrow can be the same.
Good point. That's a good point. Well, listen, Colby, I hope you're very wrong.
So do I.
And me too.
If we do stuff them tomorrow, please come back on next week and make a full apology to Newcastle United.
Yeah, I will.
All right, man. Take care. Right. Have a great Christmas.
Cheers, Colby.
Merry Christmas, boys.
Take care, Colby. Good night.
I don't understand. I don't understand, Billy. Where this is, it's Luton Town.
They're a Premier League side. They've not played. They didn't even play a full game last week. They've not played midweek. We've got the fatigue thing in our. We've got the fatigue. We've got everything's against us, really. If you look at it in the cold light of day, everything's against us. We've got an injury-ravaged squad.
Irani Granny, I'm going to agree with Irani Granny here. Not that antacid because he's away on the ferries. Everton didn't smash us. We gave it to them. Agreed.
I agree with that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Norvik says, when they score, I have a feeling that but it's Luton Town is going to come back to haunt you. I mean, I just... Anyway, Paul, good evening.
3-0. Wow.
Yeah, please enlighten us with. Please say something positive because I'm starting to feel like I'm just going to go back in the house and drink a bottle of wine after this show. I feel like everything's crumbling. I mean, if Stato was on tonight, he'd be having a bloody heart attack.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 3-0 to Luton. I'm going to be more positive than that.
Please,
it's going to be a tough game.
Carry on.
Yeah. We already know it's going to be a tough game. They've given Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool some really good games there. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be fighting for the chap who collapsed, and fair play to them. We'll probably get involved with the clap at 4 minutes, which is great. We'll support that as fans. They want us to clap
for Tom Lockyer. I thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking something else there, but never mind. Let's move swiftly past that. Billy, I thought you would have picked up on that quicker than me there, but never mind. I'm proud of myself for that. What do you make of the Trippier situation, Paul?
It's a tough one, isn't it? He hasn't looked the same since England, has he?
No.
Whatever it is, I mean, it's none of our business what it is personally. I mean, I don't really care because it's none of my business. I care about his performance on the pitch. Look, Eddie Howe said that you needed to talk to him before the game. Obviously, that must have gone a certain way because he's played him. So it's one of those where he's obviously talked trips. If it is something mental, he's obviously talked it through with him and felt he was positive enough to put him on. He's not doing this on purpose. It's one of these weird. A few fans need to look at themselves in the mirror after some of the shambles on X in particular, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days. Some of the kickoff has been embarrassing. Talk about him being fired and talk. I mean, this lad came to us when we were in the bin. We were literally in the bin when he came to us.
We were.
And I know we don't want to keep focusing on that, and you do need to think of recent performances, and I get that. But if you don't support him at his worst, then what's the point of supporting him at his best? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just feels that he deserves a bit more credit. Like, he hasn't meant to put the ball straight into Mudryk. We know that. Dubravka could have maybe done, it's one of those things. Dubravka could maybe done better. We all know that Trippier is going to come good. We know that he's going to have a blinder of a game at some point. Or even, tomorrow, maybe he smashes in one of his over-the-wall free kicks. And then, you know what? The only thing that we talked about is how good the free kick was. So it's one of those tricks. We support him. When players play for Newcastle and they wear the badge, that's what we care about. He's not a Sissoko who didn't care about us. He was thinking about Tottenham. We know that. And these are the players that I don't mind us getting on top of. But when you got Trippier, who you can tell at the moment lives and breathes Newcastle, you got to back him. I know he's made mistakes, but you have to back him.
Of course you do. Look, again, I'll reiterate what I've said since it happened. We can be disappointed when players make mistakes, and we can criticize mistakes. But to come out with some of the crap that social media has, and look, many people have reacted when he made the mistake because, as we said at the start of the show, it's painful. It's painful to go out the cup that way. It was a painful performance in a way because we sat back the whole second half. We didn't get going at all. And it was painful to watch, and it was painful to go through as a Newcastle United fan. So people will say things in the heat of the moment. We've all said things in the heat of the moment when we're paid off or, we're unhappy about it. But some people have come out and apologized, and that's fair enough. And I think people who do come out and apologize, fine, let's leave it at that and move on. And exactly. I think, Trips will understand that as well. But is my mic's going funny again?
No.
Not that I can hear.
One, two, sit on the loo. 3, 4, have a poo. How does that sound?
Testicles, 1, 2.
Yes, testicles.
Sounds
Testicles.
smelly.
1, 2, 1, 2. Testicles. 1, 2. What's your prediction tomorrow, then, Paul?
Well, it's not going to be 3-0 to Luton. As much as I admit it's going to be a tough game, I still think we're going to go there and win. I mean, I think it'd be brilliant for our confidence to get a win there. Yeah. They're going to give us a tough game. I don't think it's going to be a rollover. But I see a 2-0 to Newcastle. Wilson with a brace. A tough afternoon, probably getting one late in the first half, and then getting one like midway through the second half when they tire out. But I think it'll be a tough game, and it will be a scrappy. It won't be like a phenomenal 2-0. I think it'll be one of those, tough, hard-fought away sort of. I just think he'll get that monkey off our back of that away form. Because like I say, like Luton have lost one of, it's sad how it's happened, but one of their better players is now out, and that's it's a big factor for them. They've lost their captain and lost a big player for them. So that's a big loss for them. So they are going to rally, but if we play anywhere near like we can, like you said, I agree with you, Paul. If Newcastle play anywhere within themselves, no offense to Luton, we should really be going there and getting 4 or 5, really, if you're being honest. But I think, to give them that respect, and it will be difficult. I think a 2-0, just a confidence boost in 2-0, that'd be nice, just to come away and kind of get on to the next game after that. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be 3-0 to Luton. I think that's a bit too Grim Reaper.
Yeah. Right, Paul, thank you for coming on, matey. And we'll see you next time, buddy.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers, mate. Right, all the stuff that's been said about the microphone, it is YouTube, guys. It's not us. Tom's just said that I sounded perfect on StreamYard, and that's what Roy and Billy are saying as well. It's YouTube, guys. Whatever the issue is, it's coming through YouTube. So sorry about that. There's nothing I can physically do. I've got quite an expensive microphone system here. It goes into an audio device, then into the computer itself. So it's definitely not at this end. It is a problem with YouTube. So I do apologize. There isn't really anything we can do about that. Anyway, we've got David coming up next. Then we got James, and then we've got Predator to finish off the show. So we'll get David on now. And here is the newly married Mr. Brewis. How is married life keeping you, my friend?
All right, mate. Just the same as usual.
Good. Looked like you had a good day from the photos I saw.
It was great, mate. Lovely place. Can't beat it, mate. Newcastle, great venue.
Yeah, it's fantastic there. It is haunted, though. Did you stay there?
I stayed there, yeah.
No TVs coming in the middle of the night or anything like that?
No, just me pals trying to get them when they clears on, just the usual.
Well, yeah. A few years back, the Australian cricket team stayed there.
Did I? Yeah, that's right.
They moved during the night because of all the weird stuff going on. Now I don't
Shane
know.
Watson actually left. He left.
They were playing at the Riverside, weren't they?
Yeah, they left and went to a hotel in Durham. They said that there was too many weird goings on, and now whether the staff had been paid by the England guys to play pranks on them or what, I don't know. But I remember that distinctly. And some people have stayed there and said, "Oh, the TV comes on in the middle of the night, or the lights flicker." I just think it's a very old building.
I'm sure Dave had other things on his mind on his wedding night than ghosts. So.
If anybody had been creeping around there during my wedding night, I wouldn't have known nothing about it.
Well, we don't want to know what you were doing on your wedding night. We can imagine. What would you like to talk about, Paul? David, sorry.
David, that's you. A couple of things, really, Paul. I want to talk about our away form, and we conceding goals late on in games all the time lately. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, I try to put it down to like fitness, obviously what everybody's talking about, etc. But we've done it before, right at the beginning of the season against Liverpool, conceded 2 shocking goals.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Is it fatigue? Is it sometimes I could think maybe does Eddie not make tactical substitutions during games late on? Even, I mean, the other night, 1-0 up, last few seconds. What's the matter with how the young lad, is it Parkinson? Was he on the bench?
I don't think he was actually on the bench. That's the problem. We didn't have any kids on the bench. We didn't have any strikers.
You could have brought Lewis.
Either way, anybody just to waste time. I mean, one criticism, Eddie, I do have in mind is that it doesn't seem to want to like play it the European way, if you like, where the managers come on and like they bring anybody on, they're just ticking the clock down, making subs every 2 minutes. I mean, that's cost us a couple of times over the last few weeks, just being patient with the people what we have on the pitch at that time. Yeah. But they all knackered. It's like I think there's got to be like a plan B stroke C somewhere along the line where we have to be more clever and manage these games and see them out properly. Because at the minute we're just not doing that.
Southern Geordie says that Eddie's biggest weakness, in my opinion, is his game management, very poor. You've mentioned that before, Billy, that you think, well, we all have, I think. I don't think Eddie's the best manager at game management, and I think that's something that is one of his things that he has to learn, Billy.
Well, it seems to me he's got two plans. One of them is intense press, and the other one is low block, and that's it. It's either one thing or the other, nothing in between. Why not try and control the game with the ball possession-wise?
The thing is, on Tuesday night, when we were sitting back, basically from say 30 minutes onwards, we might as well be playing with 10 men because Callum Wilson done absolutely nothing, mind, on the press at all.
There wasn't. Well, I'm sure he was instructed that.
He was sort of a different like 10 yards, 15 yards off the ball at all times. He wasn't going anywhere near the ball.
I think away from home, Davey, I think the instruction is to press for 10, 15 minutes, try and get an early goal, and that's it. That's basically the plan. That's what we did in Paris as well. Remember?
But
Yeah.
the thing is, Roy, we don't. When we sit back, we are nothing like the team that we know we can be. And I don't understand the park in the bus, because eventually we're going to concede. It's like Davey said there. You know, we
can't park the bus. We're not at that stage yet where we just have that gung ho sort of thing about us where we just. It's not just a sit back. It's like we'll sit back and then we'll just fly off on the break and go gung ho at a game at a time in the game when, I mean, against AC Milan it was shocking.
Yeah,
I thought at 1-1. I thought at 1's a piece against AC. We should have just calmed it down altogether and played them at their own game, because they're just stuck with their game plan and they just knew that they were going to score.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup last year covered up a lot of things, papered over a lot of cracks. You know,
in the second half, I've gone a bit stato here. In the second half, average goals we've conceded is 1.38 in the second half of games, and it's 13 goals in 17 games. Second half.
Yeah, it's way too many.
I think last season, I think the World Cup last season papered over a lot of cracks, because what we had basically was too many seasons, and therefore the fatigue didn't come into play as much, so we could press home and away. This season we haven't been able to, and there hasn't been a plan B for me. I mean,
Roy, is Eddie good enough to start learning about the game management and have a plan B?
Yeah, he's we love him, but he's done loads of mistakes. If you remember in Paris when Isaac, his legs were gone. You can tell the last 40 minutes he just couldn't walk. But
I can't believe they kept him on for so long. It was ridiculous.
He kept going on Tuesday night for about 15, 20 minutes when he should have been off.
Yeah. I mean,
should have gone enough.
Come out after half time, David.
It wasn't that long, like, but
no, it wasn't longer.
Yeah, but he
longer.
was limping as soon as he came out the tunnel for the second half.
He got injured in the second minute, and he'd come out after half time.
Yeah,
I was screaming at the telly saying, "Get him off!"
Anyway, what's your prediction tomorrow, Davey?
They do score goals, Luton.
They do.
The thing is, like, obviously, with their captain having a bad turn the other day and all that.
Yeah.
It can either go one way or the other for me. It can either be a bit flat and a bit like a worrisome atmosphere and all that, or it can inspire them, the crowd. And it's just got that little bit of a feel of a sort of an FA Cup third rounder.
Oh my God, he's gonna.
He's gonna
be another Scrooge. He's gonna be. Just say the score, Brewers. Get on with it.
However,
all right.
However, I do think they'll score, but I think we'll score 2. So 2-1 to Newcastle.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. I was about to send you some abuse on social media, but I'll not bother anymore. Right. Cheers, Davey. Have a great Christmas with you and your
Happy New Year, everyone.
Have a great time. Speak to you soon, bud.
Ciao, bye-bye.
Good night. Bye. Top man is Davey. Love him to bits, and he only lives up the road from me. He's top man. Love cracking on with Dave. He's a good guy. Right. Finally, our Predators had to dive off because got an appointment on, but we have our final guest of the evening is James. Good evening, buddy.
Hello, James. Long time no see.
Yeah.
We haven't seen you for a few weeks. How are you doing?
Yes, not too bad. I've been working hard.
That makes a change for you, matey. You must be exhausted.
Right, I'm going to bring some controversy.
Oh my God. Okay. All right then.
And before this rant starts,
it's a rant. Get the stakes in the emojis.
Yeah,
in the chat.
It's not like I'm saying I want rid of Eddie Howe or anything like that, because that's the worst thing that could happen. Is us get rid of Eddie Howe. We need him there.
Yeah.
But I am frustrated at the management of how our injuries have been. It's our own fault, right?
Yeah.
All of these things that's happened have been like, real obscure injuries, haven't they? Things that, Burn doing his back in, things like that, things that don't normally happen.
Mm-hmm.
But how I feel this team's going is that we're just going to go around in circles with the injury list, because
They say that we couldn't buy a load of players in because of FFP. Well, that's fine. So the squad that we've got, why and being injured, why are we not using our youth academy and putting round pegs and round holes instead of going, like, for instance, as soon as I was watching Chelsea, I was down the road in my van and I was watching your talk log, whatnot. As soon as you brought the team up in the subs, I went, no good, we're out. No point in being there. In the way of, and it's nothing against the starting 11, because that starting 11 give their all, and couldn't give any more. You couldn't ask them to give more.
Yeah.
But where we're falling down as a club is you cannot go to the likes of Stamford Bridge with 5 defenders, 1 midfielder that's 35-year-old or whatever, and 2 goalkeepers. What's that all about? There's no thing. So I would much rather go out of these competitions, but and hold my head held high, saying, well, our first 11, we've managed to patch a proper 11 together to start with, and then we've got round pegs and round holes with young lads to come in, i.e. a striker, a right winger, a left winger, and a couple of midfield, and if we've got to bring them on and we still go out, at least we've given the youngsters a chance.
Yeah.
Regardless, we know that they might not be good enough yet, and this, that, and the other, but still blooding them, these lads at 17, 18-year-old, and giving them that chance instead of being like, i.e. at Chelsea. Look at Chelsea's academy, all like the millions of pounds they've got that no one's ever seen, and the talent, and they go out and spend £1 billion on other players and not give their youngsters a chance. Now, to be fair, I think would have done a lot better job than what the shower of shite that's on what Chelsea are doing at the minute.
Yeah.
So what as a club, why can't we be different and say we're a club that, yes, because we haven't got the money to buy all these big players and things like that, but we have got an academy. Why can't we be the club that's known? We'll give these if you're good enough, we don't care how old you are, we'll put you on the pitch when needed. And because we've had such a catastrophic, annihilation of our first team, we haven't shown that to the younger kids and give them any sort of hope. You know what I mean? Can you understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't, and I would much rather go out of all of these competitions knowing that we've given our youngsters a go, and I think we would get credit for it.
It's a hell of a James. You make a lot of good points there, and Billy. We have talked about this, about Eddie and the youth players. I mean, obviously he's not totally against it because he's brought Lewis Miley through. Livermento's playing well, but playing to. And James made the comment, Billy, you have 2 goalkeepers on the bench. I really don't see the point of that. You may as well have a Parkinson or a Diallo or a Stevenson, somebody there. Just a striker, because we could have done with one on Tuesday night, Bill.
100%. The bench was that imbalanced, and he's got strikers in the youth team. And I'll go further than what James is saying. When we were going through that stage where players were fatigued, you could put 1 or 2 in the first team just to rest.
Yeah.
Players, and then the week after put them in for another 2 players.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 weeks later, you've got your full strength squad back again.
And
there's that Stevenson, that young lad Stevenson, isn't he? I know he's not a finished article, but he's touted as a decent young player. Why are we risking the likes of Gordon? When he got that horrible tackle off Casado, you know what I mean? Just pull Gordon off. We need him.
Yeah, it was clear that he was injured throughout the first half as well. But,
we're flogging our players to death instead of just putting and saying, right, well, we've got these youngsters on, just put them on, give our lads a rest. Let's just take the hit, because we've took the hit anyway.
I mean, look, Roy, some people are saying in the chat that, if Eddie plays the youngsters, he wouldn't get criticised, because we understand as fans the injury crisis and the fact that, that the main 11 that he plays have got to have a break at some point. And then you look at some other people are saying the under-21s aren't ready yet, but they'll only be ready if they get a chance to be involved around that sort of first-team squad.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he had his chance against Everton. He should have rested 2 or 3 players there.
Yeah.
2 days later with Spurs.
Yeah.
He should have rested another different 2 or 3 players, and then you got a Milan ready. What happened is no rest, lost. So he's lost the 3 games anyway.
And you've got the likes of now Trippier. who's made like no one should be on the back of Trippier at the end of the day. Yes, he has been at fault for 3 games and he's made some right donkeys. But it's because they ran down, and he's obviously got problems at home or something like, whatever it is, it's bothering the lad. But you see, getting on the back of Trippier, whatnot, there'll be no one more beating themselves up than Trippier because he's a professional lad. And you know what I mean? He'll be he would have been killing himself after that game in there, and Eddie would have had more of a problem saying, listen, we're all behind you, don't worry, and all the rest of it. And we all just need to get behind him and just saying, listen, we know what you are when you're right. Well, why don't you just have a couple of weeks out to get right, come back when you're right, and give Livramento, put him on the right-hand side, and let's start using this bloody hall, you know what I mean, and buy him properly. Because I don't know what,
Yeah. What's your prediction? What's your prediction for tomorrow then, James?
To be honest, I think we're going to lose 2-1.
Oh.
For the way that we're setting up, because Luton, they've given a real good game to all the top clubs at home, and we're going to go out. We're going to look all right. Our first 11, and then we've got no one to bring on, and there you're going to battle us tomorrow. And we're going to run.
I think the substitutions are going to be very important tomorrow.
Yeah,
very, very important. How we manage.
We're just going to out. Well, Luton tomorrow. If he put a load of youngsters on, let's be fair. Why can't he take a load of youngsters tomorrow? If we run down,
the young'uns. I mean, as a team, the young'uns aren't playing well. The academy still needs to be improved. They're getting beat sometimes, but listen, they improved remarkably well in the academy Champions League. They came back they were getting thumped, and then they came back and won. I think they drew one and won the last 2. So they are as individual players. Some of these for me are ready to step up.
Someone who's fit, ready to go. You could put 2 or 3 of them on, just 2 or 3 runners that, are fighting fit, nice and quick, nice fast running lads around someone like Bruno, and Bruno could just be, using his passing skills, because that's what Bruno is, a master at, passing and just doing these little flicks. Go on, run onto that young one, run onto that, and we'll get a lot more joy than sticking, bloody 30, 40-year-old bloody players on and ones that can't even walk. You know what I mean? I'd much rather see it, and then at least we can say, oh well, we give it a good go as a club. The youngsters have had a go. They've come slightly short, but hey, we'll learn again. We'll get through. And that's it. That's what I think. But I just think that we're going round in circles. That's what I honestly think. We're going on.
This all started in Paris for me with Isaac. A total master jack of 50 minutes. We could have brought a kid on just to run about and cause their centre half some hassle, maybe hold the ball up, create a little bit of havoc. Didn't have to score a goal from 30 yards. Didn't have to score a hat trick. Just create some havoc for centre halves.
No one can tell me that. Like I'll give you an example. The game with Isak. And he was knackered. He was on the floor. He was just walking around. He wasn't even playing. He was just a milk bottle.
PSG.
You know what I mean? No one can tell me you could have the worst youngster on. You know what I mean? But at least someone who was fit, who would be able to get the ball and run with it somewhere. And then you know what I mean? That would have been better.
Yeah.
Even can you remember when we were playing football? Just like like when we were youngins and stuff like that. There was always someone who was crap, but they were fast, weren't they? Or something like you could just give them the ball or something,
like a Forrest Gump.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Listen, James, brilliant call to finish off the show, mate. Very good points made. And hopefully
both. All 3 years, and I hope you have a good one and all the best. Great show as always.
You too, buddy. Speak soon, James.
Cheers, James.
Good night, mate.
Bye-bye.
That was a really good call to finish off the show tonight.
Yeah.
Shana's basically very, very powerful comment here, saying, I don't want to see any of this let the opposition keep the ball BS against Luton. Eddie needs to stop being a pussy away from home and start dominating teams like we do at home. Progressive tactics. Very strong.
It is strong, but she's right. But however, the physical state of our team don't allow us to do that, unfortunately.
But listen, it is going to be a huge game tomorrow. Look, there's a lot of people worried about it. I'm still going with 5-0 to the Toon. I think we'll turn up tomorrow and we'll batter them. Roy, what is your... what I dread to think, given that people's score predictions for tomorrow, but go on.
I'm going to be optimistic, and it depends on two people or the two players.
Okay.
And these two players need to just pick up Longstaff and Miggy. Longstaff's statistics every game are he's done 20 passes, 18 correct. 20 passes, like the next lad next to him, like 2 meters away.
Yeah.
There's note. So him and Miggy. I'm going to go 2-1 to Toon.
2-1 to
And,
Toon.
yeah, it's going to be Wilson and Bruno.
Wilson and Bruno. Well,
Wilson and Bruno.
we will see. Now, tomorrow, me and Billy will be live from 2:30. It is a 3:00 kickoff, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So me and Billy will be on from 2:30 tomorrow with Matchday Live. Full build up to the game, followed by, of course, full play-by-play commentary of the 90 plus whatever minutes it will be tomorrow. And hopefully we are celebrating 3 points for Newcastle United because we need them. And we need to get this monkey off our back with the away form. Let's hope they manage the game very well. Let's hope that, we get some nice surprises in the team lineup tomorrow. And then, Kenzie, I'm not underestimating Luton. I've already said a million times it's going to be a difficult game, but I am being optimistic, right? I believe that the lads will want to really put out a strong performance and have a bit of Christmas merriment for the fans, because the last thing we need is going into Christmas celebrating a defeat at Luton Town. That's not what we want to do. But hey, let's just see. But thank you guys for watching tonight. Please do give it the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Come and be part of this incredible community on the Toon Review. Thank you very much for your super chats tonight. Mod Squad, awesome. Thank you to Billy and Roy. Thank you to everybody that's come on tonight and had their say. Face the Lads will be back next week. But me and Billy will be back at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon for Matchday Live. We will see you then. Enjoy the rest of the evening, folks. Good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check on some green.